Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Gautam and I am a DevOps engineer. This is my first YouTube video and today I'm gonna start with one GitHub Actions pipeline cicd with the AWS ECR and with the AWS EC2 for the deployment. To know more about me, you can just click on the link of the description. You can see there my LinkedIn profile. We can connect and we can grow uh, together. Okay, so let's start. So what we have is we have um, GitHub Actions pipeline and we are using OIDC token for authentication with the AWS. So we can use access key, secret key also, but the best way to authenticate with the AWS is the OIDC token, which is done by creating the OIDC provider in the AWS and assigning a role to that, which will trust which will be trusted by the AWS in the trust policy. Okay, and whatever the permissions we provide to that role, that actions can be taken from the GitHub. Suppose to push the image, to pull the image, to push the image to ECR, to get authentication token, and all of these things it can do that. So this would be our first step, number one, to authenticate with the AWS, so that in the next step GitHub Actions can build with the help of the Docker, the build image with the help of the Docker, and push image to the ECR. Okay, so what we are doing is we are using the SSM commands. Okay, SSM command to deploy our container inside the AWS EC2. So we are in the third step. We are using SSM commands from the GitHub Actions pipeline so that we can deploy our image, whatever we have created in the previous step in the ECR, so that it can pull it and it can use it in the EC2. So inside the EC2, what we have prerequisite is the Docker should be installed in your EC2 instance. Okay, and once that it will be a app will be not it is a simple app which will give you a UI interface to upload any type of file, which will go to the S3 bucket of the AWS. Okay, so if I show you my pipeline, so this is my workflow pipeline. Okay, here you can see what we have is we have one permissions ID token, which is very important, so that GitHub runner can request the token. Okay, and that token will be passed to the AWS for the authentication. So what we have here, uh, you can see AWS account ID. I'm getting it from the vars, from the variables that we can set up. I will show you one by one, but before that, this is just checking out our code in the GitHub runner itself, so that it have a repository code. Okay, so first step I already told you this one, configure AWS credentials, okay, and it will assume the role, this one, okay. So let's see this role in our AWS. So my EC2 instance is already running, which already have Docker installed, okay, but it is not running any type of application. So if I show you, this is my EC2 instance. And if I show you Docker PS, so it will show me, okay, nothing is there, and nothing is there, okay. So we can see the roles, okay. The role is this one, GitHub OIDC role ESR SSM, okay. And first what we have done is we created one OIDC provider, okay. Here is that token.actions.githubusercontent.com. So this is the URL actually, which is the by default URL, and it is giving the audience, like it is allowing the audience sts.amazonaws.com, okay. So this provider will be used in this role in the trust relationship, okay, like this, okay. So what it is doing is it is saying like um like I AWS is saying I trust this provider, and now this provider can be used to do any type of actions. Not any type of means the permissions which is assigned to that particular role, okay. So trust relationship is like that. If you someone trusted, okay, suppose if any of your friend um, talks to you and he wants your car, okay. So if you trust, so if you trust that your friend, okay, then only in that case you give your car to your friend, okay. So the same thing happens here also. To run the um, applications, to access the applications, okay, here we are providing the trust relationships so that AWS can trust the GitHub action runner, okay. So with this we are doing the same thing, okay. And here we have given the conditions, like audience can be this, and the repo is being used is this one. This is my actually my username in the GitHub, and this is the demo st demo is my GitHub repo, and here I have given a star, but you can still make it restricted for like more like only main branch if you want to allow like that, okay. So that was the trust relationship. And if we give here, if we check here permissions, what is the minimum permissions that we can provide so that it can GitHub runner can run these things and can upload the ECR images, okay. So first see what it is doing is we have provide ECR get authorization token actions to get the authorization token for the ECR, okay. You already know that, okay. And we have here some more policy here, like actions like batch check layer availability, complete layer upload layer part, initial layer upload. So these are all the permissions that we need to provide when we need to push the image to the ECR, okay. Put image, okay. And this is for these permissions are to get the image, pull the image, batch get image, and get download URL for layer, okay. And here I have provided the SSM commands permissions also, because from the GitHub runner it will be running the SSM commands also. Okay, so these are the three conditions that we have provided here. So if we will jump into our GitHub Actions pipeline, what we see here is, first check out the code. Okay, means just clone the code in your GitHub runner. Okay, then configure AWS, means just authenticate with this role and assume this role, and whatever the permissions, whatever the trust policy we have, it will execute that. Then log into ECR, so it will successfully log in with the ECR because it already assumed this role. Okay, now a build and push, it is getting it from the registry, like first the URL of the registry. This is like default URL of, you can say, the registry, and this is the my registry ECR registry repo name. So if I show you, this is my repo, elastic container registry test s3, which doesn't have any images till now. Okay, so and how it is getting this one. So if you see steps dot login dash ECR dot outputs dot registry, so if I go to steps, then login ECR, login dash ECR is the ID that we have declared, login dash ECR dot outputs dot registry. So it has whatever output it will produce. Okay, they have outputs dot registry, there is one variable name dot registry that will be accessed. Now it is building it the image, it is pushing it, okay, with this variable, and it is going to echo it in this variable GitHub output. Okay, why we need this? Because we need this in the, because this image URI we will be needed in the next stage, means the deployment stage. So that was the build stage. Okay, we have two jobs currently, one is build stage and one is the deploy stage. Okay, so in deploy stage what we are doing is, we are again because it is running as the job, a different job. Okay, so we have provided here needs keyword, means it is being dependent on the build keyword. Okay, and because we will be needing the artifacts here means the image it is being produced, so we will be needing the artifacts, and the deploy job is also dependent on the build job, that's why we have given here needs. Okay, runs on means like it is the image of the runner, GitHub runner, which will be it is running on. So you can say it is a simple computer which will be using the Ubuntu latest image. Okay, and here we are configuring the AWS again because this is a different job. Okay, so same actions, same we need to use it here. Now here comes the cool part, like we are using the SSM for what it is going is, what is SSM guys? SSM is system manager, session manager in AWS, through which you can securely go inside that AWS EC2. Okay, for that you need to do some kind of setup. Okay, to do that, like that is like the agent of the session management, you need to install that. Okay, so if I show you here in my cloud, AWS system manager. Okay, to check that whether it is being managed by system manager or not, we need to verify it. Okay, then only it can go it. Okay, if that particular things, if that particular EC2 is being available or not. Okay, so my instance, this is my instance test s3 GitHub Actions, it is being managed by AWS system manager. Okay, so if I show you here in the EC2 instance. Okay, one role I have been attached to this instance. If I want to see the name role is this one, instance role. Okay, so along with the agent that we need to install, yeah, along with that one agent we need to install, we need to provide the permissions. We need to attach one role to the AWS instance, AWS EC2 instance, so that that particular EC2 instance can perform these actions, like whatever actions our application needs. Currently my application is very simple application. My application just need Amazon S3 full access I have given, but it is actually not required full access. It is just using I have given for simplicity the full access. What it is doing, it is just going to the S3 bucket and pushing the image or any kind of file we upload there. Okay, we have Amazon EC2 container registry pull only because we want to pull the images from that container registry. Okay, and here is that SSM managed instance core policy that we need. Okay, for running the SSM agent. Okay, so yeah, so this is the one. So meanwhile what I can do is I can run this. So it will be running, and meanwhile we can understand the concept also, so it can save our time. And okay, so what this deploy to SSM, deploy by SSM is doing is it is installing the Docker inside that EC2 instance. Okay, and getting authentication with the ECR. We are using these commands. Okay, and to pull the particular name of the image we are using this one, like needs dot build dot outputs dot image. So like previously I said why we are outputting this, because we need in the outputs in the from the previous job, sorry. Okay, so needs dot build dot outputs dot image, needs dot build dot outputs, okay, and dot image, whatever we have echoed here. Then what we are doing is, if there is any existing running container, it will stop that container. Okay, and it will remove that, then it will run again the container with this name. Why we are doing it? Because if we run the container directly with this name, if any existing container with this name is running, it will show like error, like the container already exists. Okay, it's running with the same name, it cannot create two containers, so like that. And here what we have provided is we have we are running the container with environment variables these, because these environment variables needed from my source code point of view. Okay, and we are exporting, basically we are performing the NAT. Okay, and we are exporting the 3000 port, and this is the host port, and this is the container port where my application is running. Okay, and this is the name of the image. Okay, so we are creating in the commands one of the variable. Okay, then we are passing this in the AWS SSM. This is the AWS CLI. So one more thing, you should have AWS CLI installed in your EC2. You should have your Docker installed in your EC2, and you should have also the SSM agent installed in your EC2, and it should be running. Okay, so yeah, we have this AWS SSM command where we pass instant ID, the document name because it is a shell script, that's why we have given here AWS run shell script. Okay, parameters, we have given the commands that we created here. Okay, and we are using the query command because simply if we run it, we don't know whether it will be successful or not. Okay, so that's why we have queried the command, and output in form of the text. Okay, so with that we get the command ID, and then we can track it whether it is uh, successful or not, whether it is running or not. Okay, so that's why this kind of conditions we have given, like it will keep on fetching the current condition of the query or the command which is AWS SSM is running. Okay, so if any error output, it will show any error output, then it will fail it. Okay, but currently if we see our pipeline, what is our pipeline status? So I have rerun this 4 minutes ago, and if I show you build is succeeded. Okay, configure AWS. Login to ECR is completed. It is showing login to this registry. This is my registry. Okay, build and push, building the image and running it, pushing it, sorry. So it is being pushed here, test s3 latest. Okay, and then we come to the deploy step. Deploy step is same, just one more status, one more command we have, deploy via SSM. So if we see what commands it has run these commands, these all commands it has run that I explained you, and it is showing me succeeded, or like it is showing me, you can see guys, this is very cool thing, it is showing me the status of every 3 seconds, like what is the status, like what it is doing. Okay, if you just run the command like this, okay, and if you don't provide these conditions like this, like particular, then it will not show uh, already exist, or it will not show the current what is happening in the current while running the current command in the EC2. So we can observe with that, and even it will fail if that command is failed with these conditions that we have provided. Okay, this step will also fail. Okay, so that is a great thing. Okay, so if I go to my container registry, currently if I refresh it, okay, I got one image here. Okay, and if I see EC2 instance, okay, EC2 instance is running, and my port was 3000. Okay, so there's my public IP, this is my public IP, and if I go here and just given 3000, yeah, so my application is running. Just it is a simple application, just I need to upload any image and I need to give upload, so it is being uploaded to the S3 bucket. That was a very simple thing. Okay, from the source code point of view, like just it is uploaded here, you can see. Okay, and so these are the things. So if I show you my code of the repo code, so we have very simple thing here. We have a Docker file here, okay, which is performing very simple thing. Just copying the package JSON and running the npm commands, node commands, and just running the application node app.js. So we have here index.html, which is like the page, okay, and we have one here routes, which is routing it, okay, and here it is being connected to the AWS S3 and uploading the files, okay, and it is getting it from the environment variables. Okay, so yeah, this is one more important point, like how we can pass the actually any of the environment variables, guys. This is very important from the code point of view, and how from the deployment point of view also, how we can process, how we can um, pass those environment variables, right? Okay, so what I have done in my workflow, I have done like this. If you see, firstly, I have taken AWS account ID and instance ID of the EC2, and my AWS account ID um, here in the VATs. Okay, so where we can see that VATs, if I go to settings and if I go here, secrets and variables, okay, so here you can see I have, one is repository secrets and one is variables. So in the variables you can see my instance ID and AWS account ID, okay, and in the secrets you can see the port actually, and the S3 bucket and AWS region, okay. Even like that is not a credentials value, but I have shown like this kind of thing you can do to your own applications, like if you want to connect with any type of database, and if you want to provide host password, okay, connection keys, you can provide in the repository secrets like this that I have provided. And how to pass it, actually this is the main part. So how we can pass it, we can pass it with the -e option here, and we can give here uh, this type of syntax here, uh, dollar bracket secrets dot AWS region, okay. So like this we can pass it, so that those environment variables can be used by the container and utilized by our app, because that is the needed, guys. That is the need of that particular applications. That's how it is being designed. It is saying, if you don't give me the environment variables, okay, it will not work, it will not process it, okay. So that is the thing. And we have seen, right, it is being working fine, okay. If I want to again just uploading it, so it will be uploading as many of the objects if you want, okay. It is again uploaded one more object, that can be any PDF file, JPG file, okay. And now you can customize it according to your needs, okay. So main thing that we need to be considered, okay, that is first thing is here, guys, the IAM roles, okay. IAM roles IAM roles of the this assume role that we are using, two roles. One is the instance roles, which is attached to the AWS EC2, and one is the assume role, which is being assumed by the GitHub action runner, okay. So these two roles are very important. Apart from that, we need OIDC connector for this assume role, okay. And how you can find it, like correct the name of the OIDC connector here, like this name, how you can find it actually, this name OIDC provider, the name of this, you can just Google it, guys, okay. You will find this name easily, You don't need to remember. Okay, and then we have given here trust policy, and then the permissions, that what it can be given, what can it can do. Okay, then we have private ECR repo. Okay, private ECR repo which is being needed, or you can use public also. Then S3 bucket we need to upload it, and IAM role we need. Okay, that I told you. And from the instance point of view, what we need is, we need the EC2 role, that is have the permissions that I told you, like those permissions will be needed from the SSM point of view also, from to pull the image also, and to push the object to the S3 bucket also. Okay, and we need to install in the EC2, we need to install like we need to install Docker. Okay, and we need to install SSM agent we need to install. Okay, so if you are facing any difficulty in that installing, or to configure it as an agent, installing the SSM agent in the EC2 with in the Ubuntu, you can just let me know in the comments. I can guide you. And Docker SSM agent and AWS CLI. AWS CLI we need. Okay, inside our these three things we will be needed to run this setup correctly. Okay, so that's it guys. This was the architecture, and this was the secure setup that we have done. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. And let me know if you in what sections, or if you have any questions, in what sections you want the video, I can create on those topics. Okay, thank you.